Hi, my name is Tony Shen. Welcome to onlinebizedu.com. This video tackles the topic of outsourcing and some essential guidelines to hiring and firing freelancers. Today, more and more companies are decided to hire freelancers instead of full or part-time employees. This makes sense both financially and from a general business standpoint. A freelancer or freelance workers is a term commonly used for a person who is self-employed and is not necessarily committed to a particular employer in long term. When you are outsourcing content creation to freelancers, the first thing you need to do is to weed out unqualified candidates by tossing out everybody who fails to follow your instructions to the letter. It doesn't matter how well they may have been rated by other people. One of the problems with the feedback on freelancer sites or on places like Amazon or eBay, for that matter, is that it's difficult to verify and hard to tell what's real and what's phony. When hiring freelancers, you don't have time to go back and check people's reference the way you would if you were hiring a full-time employee to work for your business. In fact, one of the best things about using freelancers is that there are so many of them out there that you can always go back and get another if one doesn't work out. The best way to find good, dependable people is simply to talk to them one-on-one, either on the phone, through video conferencing, or even through email. Ask a lot of questions such as what type of software they use, how long they expect each job to take, and how many other jobs they will be doing at the same time. You want to get rid of the people who give you evasive answers. This will be pretty obvious, or who hint about knowing trade secrets. What you want is to be able to see what they have done in the past in order to see if they have the skills you need for your job. Don't expect the people to try out for you by providing free examples of their work, especially if they are experienced. Usually, you are not going to be paying them enough to make it worth their time to work on spec. Instead, you should hire them for a smaller job and see how it goes. If you like what you see, they can meet your deadline, were courteous, and were reasonable to deal with, then you can give them something more complicated. That way you don't have to risk a lot of money on somebody that may or may not work out. When you hire somebody for a job, regardless of how small or large it is, it's really important that you be very clear about what you want. Remember, many of the people you will be dealing with may not be coming from the same background as you. A lot of freelancers actually living in third world countries or don't have the level of education that other people may be fortunate enough to have. It's not always realistic to expect them to understand the local idioms or get the gist of what you are trying to tell them. You have to be super specific and give examples. If you can set them up for success, not a failure, you both will benefit from the experience. It's a good idea when talking to potential freelancer candidates to ask them to rephrase something you said in their own words. This is especially important for people who don't have English as their primary language. For example, say something like, I wanted to give you a lot of opportunities to succeed and I value your time, and see how they can rebuild that sentence. One word of caution. A lot of freelancers will ask you to post a testimonial on their recruitment profile or leave positive feedback the moment they finish the job you assigned them. Sometimes freelancers will even ask you to pay them before you have even had a chance to review their work. Don't allow yourself to be bullied into doing either of these things. Don't forget, you are the employer in this situation, and they are the employee. You are the decision maker. If you are not completely satisfied with their work, send it back and have them do it again. It's also critical to check their work. If the job is a big task like backlinking, choose a few random links and run them through a backlink checker. Finally, if you are not satisfied with the work or it isn't up to your expectations, go ahead and fire them. Get your deposit back or cancel your contract. This doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you are a business person who is passionate about your product. It also doesn't make them a bad person either. There are many talented people who are having a bad day or a bad week. There probably won't be any hard feelings. Even if there are, so what? But it's important that you always act professional, sociable, and respectful. Even though internet marketing is literally a global enterprise, in many ways it really is a small world after all. If you act like a moron and disrespectful, bigoted, or simply ignorant, you can earn a bad reputation that can be difficult to overcome. Respect others, and others will respect you. If you enjoyed this educational training, keep up with all of our newly videos by clicking the subscriber button below. Also, go to www.onlinebizedu.com for more online marketing news and tips. See you next time.